Some video games are just really fun to talk about. You know when you've been playing a game that you've really enjoyed and you bring it up to the people around you? That's been my experience playing Jurassic World Evolution 2. I wish the name was a little bit easier to say though. Part of me is just tempted to refer to it as Dinosaur Tycoon. Truth be told, whenever I played Zoo Tycoon or Roller Coaster Tycoon as a kid, I actually wanted to play this game. I wanted to make a dinosaur park with the levels of customization that they gave me here. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is a simulation/tycoon management system game. But everything is made better because of dinosaurs. Developed by Frontier Developments and released in 2021. I'm telling you right now, this game was exactly what I was hoping for from a build-your-own-Dinosaur-theme-park game. When I said to friends, I'm playing Jurassic World Evolution 2, an opinion I ran into was, oh no, when I hear movie tie-in games, I just don't trust them to be good anymore. While I understand the skepticism, most of us should probably be familiar with Frontier Developments already, as I mentioned them in my last Roller Coaster Tycoon review. Long story short, they got the perfect devs on the job to make this game, and it shows. The story for Jurassic World Evolution 2 loosely follows the Jurassic Park films, each with a different level dedicated to it in Chaos Theory mode. The campaign leads up to the Jurassic World film, with collecting dinosaurs which have gotten loose, then making small localized parks. The campaign is basically a prolonged tutorial, which took me about 5 hours to complete. After the campaign is finished, you follow along the different Jurassic Park films with the Chaos Theory game mode, where you're put in charge of the park from the respective film and demonstrate a hypothetical, what if you had the controls of the park? Could you keep everything from falling apart? For those that need a reminder, or if any more films come out in the future, the films and Chaos Theory levels are for the first film, Jurassic Park. The classic with John Hammond. I was worried right up to the point where we created a T-Rex and released it. Thankfully, the level ended before everything could fall to pieces on me, but I was pretty sure at any second the raptors were going to get loose and eat everyone. Crazy how your expectations are set by a film, and so you expect that all to play out in the game. The second film, Lost World Jurassic Park. The level here is titled Jurassic Park San Diego. I was still experiencing that new game smell, if you know what I mean. I was floored, loving the change of environment, but I don't remember ever watching this film. However, it was a fun park to make. I was also super tired of stupid tropical storms and tornadoes tearing my fences down and freeing my childhood nightmares into the game. It did seem like a bad idea to build a park zone near San Diego, but who asked me? No one. No one asked me. Of course not. Why would anyone ask me? The third film, Jurassic Park 3. This Chaos Theories level is a weird one, and really felt like another tutorial continuation, and was finished very quickly. This level was called Isla Sorna, Site B. This film had the one dino with the Spino Boy, which I thought was going to be way cooler than the T-Rex. Blasphemy in today's society. Then we had the switch over to Jurassic World. The Chaos Theory level was named the same. This level took me the longest and had the hardest difficulty rating. The star ratings they gave for the difficulty of the Chaos Theory levels were mostly accurate. The less stars, the faster it is to complete. But my stubborn face forced myself to do them in chronological order, which meant I actually started to burn myself out on this level. This chaos theory took me much longer than anything else in the game. But sure enough, it follows the films loosely. Much like when I made the T-Rex in the first chaos theory level, when I made the Indominus Rex, I was over here shouting, "This is a bad idea!" The second of the Jurassic World films, Fallen Kingdom, had a level titled Return to Isla Nublar. I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. The campaign was actually a really great story to end the game on. Since I didn't get any DLC, the last Chaos Theory level is locked for me. But that's fine because this level concluded the series nicely for me. We got a special guest star which showed up for a cameo. We got to see Blue in the game. Lastly, there is Jurassic World: World Dominion. This is one of the DLC items I didn't purchase, so I can't really comment on it. Throughout the game, your goals are being driven by a narrative which loosely follows their respective films and includes the characters from those films. While I could tell they couldn't get Mr. Mario himself, Chris Pratt,
Claire tells me there are some candidates to recruit. Scientists. Hopefully you could find one as rough and tumble as I am.
they did get Jeff Goldblum and others from the film to voice their characters. And if they couldn't get the actor, like the one for John Hammond, they couldn't get Richard Attenborough because he has passed away. Rest in peace, Dinosaur Grandpa.
You're getting settled in. I want to introduce you to Lily Halford, who is our Director of Operations here at the park. She'll get you up to speed.
Thank you, Dr. Hammond.
John, please.
They found people who sounded close enough not to distract from the game too much. Even the guy doing Chris Pratt's character wasn't bad. I could just tell it wasn't him.
We are literally doing things that were considered impossible, so it will be a challenge.
Making the impossible possible. Yes, I rather like that.
Regardless of the game mode you play, the gameplay loop is very similar. Set down the starting buildings, place a power station, place down some fences for the dinosaur pen and viewing station, slap down some amenities, bathrooms, and emergency shelters until everything is green and the guests are happy. From there, the game can deviate somewhat depending on goals. And thankfully, each level starts you out and introduces some new dinosaurs to keep things visually interesting. Unfortunately, much like Roller Coaster Tycoon, the gameplay loop for management-style games kinda gets monotonous after enough time is spent playing and you stop discovering new stuff. And oftentimes I found myself trying to unlock the same dinosaurs because I already knew they were popular. Popular dinosaurs get more people into your park, so why wouldn't you choose the popular ones? Which dinosaurs are popular, you ask? You already know. Name brand dinos like Raptors, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Brontosaurus, Stegosaurus, Ankylosaurus. Basically, the whole cast from the land before time. Another thing I've learned is, much like making up new pronunciations of Pokemon, I had grown up with making up my own pronunciations for some of these dinosaurs. At this point, I'm not going to fix them. Just assume I'm doing it for the joke. Ankylosaurus, Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Ankylosaurus. There is a unique thing to offset the monotony. You can watch your dinosaurs walk around, eat, and fight. You can see your exhibits from a vehicle's perspective, viewing station's perspective, ride the very ride you've created. You can even drop yourself onto the ground and walk around in first-person mode. Now you have all the more incentive to build the best park you can because you can walk around and enjoy it. I can't think of what else you might want unless you can make it so you can put a VR headset on. I would have loved this game so much as a kid. I really love it as an adult, but I just imagine instead of playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, playing Jurassic World Evolution 2. It would blow my little brain. Getting back to noting that the gameplay can get monotonous doesn't mean it necessarily is. The longer you need to play the same level, the more prone I was to feeling impatient and the more downtime I spent being semi-AFK, waiting for the park rating to increase, or waiting to financially recover because my stupid butt got overzealous on the upgrades when suddenly my most popular dinosaur died of old age, causing my park's appeal to plummet, and I was hemorrhaging money. Oh yes, that can happen. And I learned a great deal from that as I scrambled to try to rebuild my park back up and researched the T-Rex DNA tree enough to synthesize and incubate another one. From that disaster on, I always made sure to have a highly popular dinosaur's DNA and got a new one when my first one was middle-aged. It's worth noting that you don't just have all the dinosaurs unlocked when you start the game. You'll have a few to start with, but you'll need to send scientists on expeditions all over the world to gather fossils from dig sites, which further have to be processed to unlock dinosaurs' genetic genomes. Only then will you be able to synthesize it and then incubate the eggs. If you want to make adjustments to that dinosaur's DNA to make it stronger or cover for weaknesses, you'll need to increase the percentage of that dinosaur's genome. Only once you've unlocked 100% will you be able to make the maximum genetic adjustments to make it more amiable, powerful, less hungry, etc. For a price. It costs extra money, of course. But we spared no expense. Speaking of scientists, that's another plane of management to consider. You hire, fire, and train an entire task force of 4+ employees who have skills between 3 different trees: productive, science, or medical. I don't remember the real names or care to go look them up either. Someone will let me know in the comments. Watch. You'll need each skill at one point or another, and how you balance your people's skills is up to you. I first tried to specialize one scientist to each area. Then in my next game, I tried to hire the ones with the cheapest wage. San Diego was tough on me, remember? I lost my T-Rex and nearly went bankrupt after that campaign. I was all about saving money. Still other times, I tried to go for a more jack-of-all-trades approach. I'm not sure what actually was most efficient or the optimal strategy. I could make any of the aforementioned methods work. What was a problem was at different phases of the game, I would need a productive mechanical person to finish a high-level expedition. Then I would find myself needing Dr. Robotnik levels of science, and to cap it all off, I wouldn't have enough medical points to bring my behemoth to life, until I fired a couple generalists for a few higher-skilled medical employees. You can get going pretty fast at the start by having jack-of-all-trades. That way you won't find yourself with nothing to do. Sending out people to gather fossils, others to process fossils, and assign others to unlock new buildings, medical equipment, dino research, genetic alterations, and more. But eventually, you'll need to pick up some people who have a skill level of 5 or better in each skill tree.
And I can admit when I'm wrong, but as long as I have a delete button, I really don't have to. Keep up the good work. You're clearing up my hard drive.
So, we've talked a lot about getting your game started and balancing resources, kind of stuff you'd expect in a management park type game. Technically, the game modes are campaign mode, chaos theory mode, challenge mode, and sandbox mode. But I just put the campaign in the same category as the chaos theory levels. They're the bread and butter of Jurassic World Evolution 2. Play them, enjoy them. That's more than enough for a complete video game experience in my book. But thankfully, there's more. In challenge mode, you'll have new rules to play and build your park, like not allowing genetic manipulation on the dinosaurs, or driving around and taking pictures as your only way of getting money. Dinosaur Snap is in this game, guys. I was so delighted you don't even know. Challenge levels have different difficulties, and when you finish them, you also unlock new dinosaur skins depending on the difficulty. Pretty freaking neat. Lastly, you have sandbox mode. This is where you're given unlimited power. You can customize your own settings, but you can make it so you have unlimited money and no need for power generators. I finished the achievement for making each dinosaur in creative mode. The achievement's name is One More for the Sticker Book. Which, I'm going to date myself here, but I remember having a dinosaur sticker book as a kid, so the reference in the achievement name was so welcome here.
We know that all life began in the sea, the primordial soup. Some creatures made their way to shore and started the chain reaction of land animals. Others stayed in the oceans, like the Elasmosaurus, and set the pattern for the marine life that would follow.
In conclusion, I think when you find a game you're excited about and talk to people about, you've got yourself a good game. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time playing Jurassic World Evolution 2, all the more so that I grabbed it on a 90% off sale, so how could I complain at that price? I would suggest this game to most people, but I would especially target it to those of you who really wanted to play a dinosaur theme park game when playing something like Zoo Tycoon or Roller Coaster Tycoon games. In total, I've spent over 40 hours playing Jurassic World Evolution, and if you really get into the building of your own stuff and pick up the DLC, you could probably double the time spent pretty easily. Jurassic World Evolution 2 woke something up inside of my heart, a small part of me which used to be a big part of me. You see, growing up, I was a 90s kid, and apparently a fairly common experience we had was an irrational love of dinosaurs. I tried to have my whole room dinosaur themed. I remember cutting out the bottom of egg cartons because I thought they looked like dinosaur footprints and placing them behind my plastic Ankylosaurus toy. You remember that red film slider thing they show at the beginning of Jurassic World? What I consider the Jurassic Park movie remake? I had one of those as a kid. My prized possession was a 2 feet tall Brontosaurus toy that I saved up to buy from the Science Museum. Thanks for watching my video. It's the call to action section, so I'm going to throw a curveball at you all. This last month, I experimented with my Instagram and Facebook pages. I'm really bad at using social media accounts, but I realized, oh hey, I actually have content to promote now. I'll try scheduling some stuff, making YouTube shorts, and slap them all across my social media stuff. So if you didn't know, I have a Facebook and an Instagram, and a Discord server, and Twitter. I use them to promote my videos, so if you use any of those and want to follow me to get announcements when I post stuff, please do. Thanks again for watching my videos. My name is Atratzu, and I will see you in the next video.